All right, let's take a look at some open source relational databases that we know we are going to definitely encounter on Azure, starting with MySQL, which was created by MySQL AB. I believe that's like a Switzerland or a Swiss company. And they are required by Sun Microsystems, and then they are required by Oracle. And MySQL was or is an open source project. So MySQL is a pure relational database, RDBMS. It is a simple database which makes it easy to set up, use, and maintain. Has multiple storage engines, so InnoDB and MyISM. When it says that there's multiple, they just mean there's two, because I don't know of any other than those two. It's the most popular relational database. The reason why it's been around forever, it was one of the earliest MySQL databases that was open source, which is a very important thing to note. And it's just very easy to use. MariaDB is a fork of MySQL by the original creators of MySQL AB. After Oracle was acquired, acquired MySQL, there was a concern that Oracle may change the open source licensing or stop future MySQL from being free to use. If you know Oracle, they like to charge you for their stuff. And Oracle has their own database, and so there was a lot of fear around that. And the thing is that when MySQL AB sold their database to Sun Microsystems, it's because they trusted Sun, but then they didn't know that Sun was going through a lot of financial difficulties, and then literally a year later, Sun was acquired by Oracle. It's just how it goes, eh? So they would have never sold to Oracle originally, and that's why we have MariaDB. Then we have Postgres, which evolved from the Ingress project at the University of California. Postgres is an object-related relational database, so ORDBMS. It just has a single storage engine, which I guess is the Ingress engine right here. And so it's the most advanced relational database. It can support full text search, table inheritance, triggers, rows, data types, requires a slot. They say the most advanced. I mean, it's more advanced than MySQL. Postgres is the database I love to use. It's such a great service. I don't understand how it's object relational. I think it's just how they store the data underneath, and that's what makes it so flexible. But I can tell you that Postgres is a lot easier to use. Like initially MySQL, the syntax is easier, but Postgres in terms of data modeling is a lot easier because you could just create columns and you don't have to worry about them. Whereas like MySQL, you got to fiddle around with the data types. It's very frustrating. Or there's like serious limitations on rows. So yeah, that's the two there, okay? And if you want to deploy these on Azure, it's really simple. You just type in the name, you go Maria or MySQL or Postgres, and then you just do Azure Database for MariaDB and you just launch a server, okay?